In this video, we would be solving this question. In this video, I would be solving from part D onwards. So your part D says if plan C is adopted and the Central High School spends C dollars on computers, then it will have X is equal to 60,000 minus 0.5 C dollars left to spend on other things. Therefore, its budget line has this equation and use the blue wing to draw its budget line. And your plan C says that your plan C is a matching grant. That means for every dollar worth of computers that a high school orders, the state will get this 50 cents of credit. So here we know that the initial budget constraint was C plus X is equal to 60,000. Now the government is saying that we will pay you that for every dollar worth of computers that a high school orders, the state will give him 50 cents. That means if you are spending C on computers and X on other stuff, so you have a budget of 60,000, you will have additional 0.5 C from the government. Now taking this to the left side, we get 0.5 C. C minus 0.5 C plus X is equal to 60,000, or 0.5 C plus X is equal to 60,000. So this is your new budget line. And now we are asked to draw the blue, you have to draw this budget line. So this was the graph we previously had, where on the x-axis you have thousands of dollars worth of computers, which is basically C, and on y-axis you have thousands of dollars worth of other things, which is basically X. Now plotting this line, which you can easily do by basic geometry, and this line would look like this blue line. Now moving on to the next part, it says if plan D is adopted, the school district's budget consists of two line segments that intersect at the point where expenditure on computers is dash and the expenditure on instructional material is dashed. So basically your point D, plan D says that this plan is like plan C, except that the maximum amount of matching funds that any high school could get from the state would be limited to 10,000. See, plan D involves a matching grant, but with the maximum matching funds limit of 10,000. So your budget line, which initially was C plus X is equal to 60,000, now changes to C plus X is equal to 60,000 plus, and what is the grant that the government is giving to you? That would be either 10,000 or 0.5 C. How? Because the maximum amount, the matching fund that any school could get from the government would be 10,000. So either you could get 10,000, or if your amount, if the expenditure on computers is less than that, the government would be paying you 50 cents per dollar expenditure made by the school. This minimum condition, which is minimum of 10,000, 0.5 C, gives you two scenarios. First is when 0.5 C is less than 10,000. In this case, so the minimum of both of them is obviously 0.5 C, giving you the budget equation as C plus X is equal to 60,000 plus 0.5 C. 0.5 C plus X is equal to 60,000. You have another scenario where 0.5 C is more than 10,000. Then in this scenario, your budget line becomes C plus X is equal to 60,000. And minimum of the two is 10,000. So by the minimum function, we have here as 10,000. So your budget line now turns out to be C plus X is equal to 70,000. So these are the two scenarios you have with yourself. Now the question says where these two scenarios will intersect. That means where, so this is C. So where will this budget line and this budget line will intersect each other? For that, let's call this budget line to be number 1 and this to be number 2. So let's subtract 2 and 1. So that would be C plus X is equal to 70,000. And this is 0.5 C plus X is equal to 60,000. Subtracting the both. So this is C again. This we get, this gets cancelled. We have 0.5 C is equal to 10,000. Or this implies C is equal to 20,000. Now substituting this value of C into this equation, or you can substitute into this equation, but I find substituting into this equation to be a lot easier. So that would give me X as 70,000 minus 20,000, which is 50 60,000. So here the answer is where the expenditure on computers, which is 20K or 20,000, and expenditure on other instructional material is 50,000. Now let's move on to the next part, which says the slope of flatter line segment is dash and the slope of steeper line segment is dash. Use the pencil to draw this budget line. So let's draw this budget line first, and then it would be a lot easier to see what is the slope segment. And so this was the graph we drew, and on the x-axis again we have $1,000 worth of computers, which is C, and on y-axis we have $1,000 worth of other things, which is basically X. First thing first, we have two line segment. This is the first line segment. 0.5 C plus X is equal to 60,000. Another line segment is C plus X is equal to 70,000. And these two line segments are intersecting at the point 20,000, 50,000. So drawing this, I would be able to get, this is your point 20,000, 50,000. So this would give me, this green line is your budget line. Clearly, this is your flatter line and this is your steeper line. We want to see the slope of the two lines. We have two lines giving us the equation of 0.5 C plus X is equal to 60,000 and C plus X is equal to 70,000. The slope of this line is nothing but minus 0.5. The slope of this line is minus 1. Since minus 0.5 is less than minus 1, so this is your flatter line. As lower the slope, flatter the line. So the flatter line has a slope of minus 0.5, and this would be a steeper line giving you the slope of minus 1. So answer here is minus 0.5 and minus 1. So that was all for this video.